Welcome to Excellent to Sports, where passion meets precision. I'm your host, Ed, diving deep into the players, plays, and stories shaping the game today. Hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Austin Theory, the two-time United States champion, the 2022 Money in the Bank winner, defeated John Cena at WrestleMania 39, won tag team gold at WrestleMania 40. Unfortunately, he's out with an injury right now, which is undisclosed, which I don't understand. Why do we not know the nature of his injury? Is he faking an injury like Seth Rollins as well? I doubt that he would do that because there's no position for him to do that on the card right now. But since Triple H has took over as head of creative, really after his second, because he won the United States Championship April 18th, 2022. Then sometime in there, Triple H took over as Vince was pretty much out. He wasn't completely out, but he was heading out the door already with some stuff going on behind the scenes. So he had 2 title defenses against Mustafa Ali. In his 3rd title defense, he lost to Bobby Lashley after just 75 days. And mind you, he won Money in the Bank in 2022. So after losing, I think, and then he cashes in on the United States Championship, and he loses. First person ever to cash in on a mid-card title, and he loses. This is a guaranteed contract for a world title shot. He cashed in on a mid-card title. He didn't even go to NXT and cash in on the NXT world title. He cashed in on the men's mid-card title on the main roster and lost. A guaranteed title shot, and you cash in on the mid-card title. Damn. But wow. And then he could have cashed in on Roman and Brock during their match, and he could have lost. That would have looked way better than cashing on a mid-card title and losing. And Brock is the beast. Roman Reigns he has a powerful faction with him. So if he loses, it's still a reason for him to get back to the top and build himself back up to be a future world champion. But no, you don't do that. Then he won the United States Championship back anyways. So what's the point of that? His first reign wasn't really memorable. It was 75 days, 3 title defenses, 2 against the same person. Excuse me. But that's all he did in his first reign. Then he cashed in on the mid-card title, which he couldn't win. Just to win it, November 26, 2022 at War Games in a triple threat featuring Lashley and Seth Rollins. And was a really good triple threat match. I love this match. He became a 2-time United States champion. Now let's dive deep into this reign and really analyze how good this 258-day reign was. This was actually a very solid reign. I enjoyed this reign. It was way better than the first one. Not just because of the length, but because it was booked way better. And I thought we were going in the right direction with Austin Theory after this. I ran it back with Mustafa Ali once again. Beat him again. Like it's 1960s NBA playoffs, a 3-0 sweep. So I don't know why Mustafa Ali kept getting chances. But then he defeated Seth. I think he won by DQ. But the hero that he was, I think that was pretty smart for him to win that way. Beat Lashley once again. Then Elimination Chamber 2023. This might be the last time that a title was defended inside the Elimination Chamber. Correct me if I'm wrong, but after this, I can't remember a title being defended at 2024 or 2025 Elimination Chamber. So 2023 is probably the last. I think that's the last championship. That was the last Elimination Chamber pay-per-view to feature a championship match inside the chamber. And he defended his U.S. title against Montez Ford, Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano, Damian Priest, and Bronson Reed. And he retained in that match. It was a really good Elimination Chamber match. This is why titles need to be defended in the Elimination Chamber more. Because it showcased Bronson Reed, gave him some shine. This was probably the best Johnny Gargano looked on the main roster until Ciampa was up there and they was DIY. Montez Ford gave him a solid push as a singles guy. I mean, at the time, obviously he didn't get much after that. It was right back to the Street Profits. But you built him up and showcased that he could be a singles guy. Like, obviously Seth Rollins did his thing. Obviously this helped build up Damian Priest to eventually what he became, which was a world champion, not a few years after. So this really helped every man in this match. So why don't we have more titles defended in the Elimination Chamber? Why doesn't WWE do that more? Then after that, you know what he did? Defeated Edge on Raw in Canada. How often do you see Edge losing in Canada? In his home country. And he lost to Austin Theory on Raw. And then WrestleMania 39 comes around, right? After beating the Hall of Famer, he beats another one, or its future Hall of Famer, in John Cena. one of the greatest of all time at WrestleMania 39, and it leads to nothing. John Cena said Theory beating him wouldn't do anything, and it didn't. John Cena was right. Then he defeated Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed at Backlash in 6 minutes and 51 seconds. You telling me two guys as powerful as Bronson Reed and Bobby Lashley, and then a young, talented guy like Austin Theory can't even go 7 minutes? A triple threat match that's less than 10 minutes? You know how egregious that is? This couldn't have been a 12-minute match in less than 7 minutes? Are we serious? Then he defeated Sheamus twice, defeated Jay once, and I'm pretty sure, who interfered in, somebody interfered in that Jay match, or Jimmy rung the bell or something like that. So that made sense, but he defeated Sheamus twice, which Sheamus didn't need the title at that time. Then he lost to Rey Mysterio on SmackDown in less than 3 minutes. 2 minutes and 43 seconds? To old Rey Mysterio? A guy pushing 50. And this was supposed to be Santos Escobar's opportunity, but they had him fake an injury to get an opportunity to Rey Mysterio to make him champion. This was the most over Santos was on the main roster at this time. And he couldn't be the one to dethrone Austin Theory for that title. That was the perfect story right there. But he has a fake injury. Now Rey Mysterio has to fill in for him and get the title. That should have been Santos Escobar's moment. And he would have had the chance to lose it to Logan Paul, which would have built him up. So not only in the process of fucking over Austin Theory, but you also did it to Santos Escobar as well. WWE has truly screwed Austin Theory and Santos in the process. That would have been a banger of a match. That would have been a cool story to tell. And then after that, have A-Town Down Under win ladder match at, well, that was one, A-Town Down Under and Awesome Truth, they both split the tag titles in the ladder match at WrestleMania 40. And they became the SmackDown Tag Champions. Awesome Truth was the Raw Tag Champions. And they defeated the Street Profits, lost the DIY. Second title defense, they lose. Cool. You teased their split from them forming a team to them not even having an actual breakup. You say that he got injured. I don't explain it. It's undisclosed. You remove him from the Eternal roster by accident. Forget to put him in the injury section. How does that happen? So he had a 3 title reigns on the main roster. 2 being U.S. champion and 1 being a tag champion. He only had 1 lengthy reign, which was the second U.S. title reign that he had. The tag team title reign could have lasted a bit longer. Just 2 title defenses in 90 days? That's a title defense per 45 days. It's no reason for them not to be wrestling. And these feuds that they had weren't even memorable. Don't even remember them losing to DIY. I remember they lost them, but how? They lost. That's all I remember. And then the matches with Mustafa Ali. You had his U.S. title reign predicated on fighting Mustafa Ali on a consistent basis, beating him 3 times. And after 2 times, pack it up. Get it over with. There's no need for them to go again. But he won in such a, like the War Games match and with a triple threat match at War Games, that was cool. The Elimination Chamber match was great. The ladder match at WrestleMania 40 was a cool match. And that J match was actually decent too, until Jimmy rung the bell. I don't know how the ref got distracted when he could have, never mind. But you teased a split with A-Town Down Under for really a year, probably longer. They even had a triple threat match earlier this year with Opafemi. You had him fighting on NXT because of how weak the men's roster is on NXT right now. Austin Theory is too talented to be fighting on NXT at this moment. Then you still don't break them up after that. Austin Theory is wrestling on main event before Raw comes on air. So he got injured before we're seeing the live show? That's what you're telling me? He's way more talented than a lot of the guys in that locker room. There's no reason for him to not be on Raw on a consistent basis. And I'm assuming that he got injured at main event before Raw comes on air. It's something that you post on YouTube, something that people don't have to pay for. They cashed in on a mid-card title. Apparently he is injured. You forget to move him, put him in the injury section. Got him fighting on main event. He beat John Cena and it led to nothing. The same guy that beat Edge in his home country of Canada. What does that lead to? Nothing. One of the most talented guys on the roster. Under Vince McMahon, he would have been a 2-time world champion by now. That's one thing I do give credit Vince. I do credit Vince for in this era, making Austin Theory as great as he was. Because Austin Theory, his downfall in WWE is not because of him. It's not because of him. It's because of Triple H and the writers' room. They clearly don't know how to book this man. This guy is super talented. I got an Austin Theory shirt because of how much I hated him as a heel. That's how good of a job he was doing, that I had to show support to him and get a shirt. Austin Theory is amazing. This guy has it all. He got the look. He can go in ring. He can tell a story. Austin Theory has it all. Even the cell phone stuff, the selfie stuff, it was goofy, but I liked it. It showed his personality. It showed his character. So I don't know how you struggle to book him. You don't even do a breakup. You don't even make him an IC champion. If you're not going to make him a world champion, at least give him another mid-card title reign. You can't give him that. Having a 90-day tag team title reign and 2 defenses? What's the point of 8-Town Down Under? Now Grayson Wallace just rocking with the New Day? Like, no remorse for Austin Theory? Like, what it... And the other match he had with Jey Uso, that was a non-title match after Jey won the Royal Rumble. 11 seconds. So there's no time limit on Netflix. If you go to an 11-minute match gets cut to 11 seconds? Serious? 11-minute match, 12-minute match, however long it was supposed to be, gets cut to 11 seconds. Just don't show it on TV then. And it's been a constant thing with Netflix. Let's not talk about Naomi's segment and how that got cut. So they had... Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. But this Netflix era, it's not working out. Because Raw was originally... it was 3 hours for about a decade. It was 3 hours for a minute. Even if you don't want to make it a full 3 hours, you could go 2 hours and 40 minutes. 5 extra minutes wouldn't hurt. I think that episode when Jey won in 11 seconds, it went off at 9:35. It could have went off at 9:40 and been cool. And nothing was going on at that time. The Super Bowl was over at that point. Because you didn't have a Royal Rumble till February. So, Jey still should have won the match, but it could have been longer. You could have used 5 or 6 extra minutes on the show if you didn't want to use the full 12. But Austin Theory is being buried, and he's being screwed over by WWE. Unfortunate that he's injured. Let me do say prayers up to Austin Theory, because we don't know what the injury is. Hopefully it's nothing that keeps him out too long, but I don't think his future is bright in WWE, and that's unfortunate. I do think he'd be better off going to an AEW. I think that's the perfect place for him. Avoid TNA at all costs. The TNA is too close with WWE. I would hate to see him go to TNA if he does get the chance to leave. I would love to see him at AEW. I think that'll be perfect for Austin Theory, and I think Tony Khan will book him very well. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment where you think Austin Theory should go if he decides to leave or if he does get bought out of his WWE contract.